So a few years ago, when I was in kindergarten, just a few years ago, we started every day with a song, and this is it. Good morning to you, good morning to you. We're all in our places, sunshiny faces. This is the way we start a new day. So what I realize now is that was an affirmation. So at 5 years old, I had my first affirmation in that song. So most of you know that I was brought up in New Thought. In the late 30s, my Grammy attended a little church in Pasadena, a little unity church called the Church of Truth. My mom was 7 years old at the time, so she was raised up in that New Thought philosophy. She met my dad at his 16th birthday party, and from that day forward, he attended the Church of Truth also. Dragging him. No, not really. He got drugged here until last year, so you know. My brother came first, then I was second. He's my older brother. People have asked me that. Are you younger or older than him? Oh, God, I can't stand that. But anyway, so we were raised in the Church of Truth, in the Unity Church. And then in the late 80s, we started coming to the First Church of Religious Science of San Clemente, which is now called the Center for Spiritual Living, Capistrano Valley. So we've been coming to this religious science church for 24 years. So needless to say, this teaching is in my DNA. I can't get rid of it. I wouldn't want to, but because it's there. I know that sometimes I don't act like that. Just ask my mom during this surgery thing. She says, you are a little crabby, Judee. Cranky and crabby. And my daughter said the same thing, but that's a different story. But the truth is that knowingness, that knowledge of who I am is always there. Deep down, even when I forget it, it's there. And it's always in you. It's in you all the time. All you have to do is remember it. So for the first Sunday, which is today in 2013, I have changed the lyrics to my kindergarten affirmation for you. So this is the way it goes. Good morning to you, good morning to you. We're all in our places with sunshiny faces. We are all here to start our new year. Yes. So now turn around to the people around you and let's sing it together. Everybody together. Good morning to you, good morning to you. We're all in our places with sunshiny faces. We are all here to start our new year. Very good. That's great. You did great. That was your first affirmation for 2013. Don't forget it. Don't forget it. Now you're on your way to a year filled with infinite possibilities and opportunities. It truly is all up to you. So let's go on a pretend trip, okay? You've boarded the plane. Your seatbelts are securely fastened. And this is what you hear over the loudspeaker. Good morning, and welcome to Flight 2013. We are prepared for takeoff into the new year. Please make sure your attitude and blessings are secured and locked in an upright position. All self-destructive devices should be turned off at this time. All negativity and hurt and discouragement shall be all put away. Should we lose altitude under pressure during the flight, reach up and pull down a prayer. Prayers will automatically be activated by faith. Once your faith is activated, you can then assist other passengers. There will be no baggage allowed on this flight. The captain has cleared us for takeoff. Our destination is greatness, is greatness. Yes. Because that's what you deserve. You deserve greatness. You deserve everything that you want or need because it is your divine inheritance. That's what it is. All the love and the joy, the financial abundance, all the abundance in love and relationships, all that is yours for the taking. Dr. Ernest Holmes, who is the founder of the Science of Mind and wrote our Science of Mind textbook, had a radio show back in the 30s, 40s, Mom? I think it was, something like that. And he started every day of his radio show with this announcement. There is a power for good in the universe, and you can use it. It was a lot more powerful, but that's the way he said it. Dr. Ernest Holmes also wrote, and I quote, "We have within us a power that is greater than anything that we shall ever contact on the outside. It is an inner power that can overcome every obstacle in our life and set us free and satisfied and at peace. It can heal us and make us prosperous. It can see everything in a new light, and we are in a new life. Mind, all mind, is right here. It is God's mind, God's creative power, God's creative life. We have as much of this power to use in our daily life as we can believe in and we can embody." End of quote. What a powerful thing for him to say. I believe that. Do you? Yes, I truly believe that. So let's let that power move through us and express through us this year. So the theme that Dr. Heather has created for this entire year is Welcome Home. And I might add that we're welcoming everyone home to our new home here in our new sanctuary since October. And I might also say that all of our executive suites are rented except for one. Yay! And Andy told me before the service that someone's coming to see it next week. So it's all good. It's all good. So when I say welcome home, what kind of feelings, what kind of memories does that activate for you? Is it feelings of love, acceptance, peace, security, joy? What do you feel? When I say welcome home, it made me feel, made me think of when you go on vacation for a week or a month or even longer, and you come home and you walk into the front door and you're in your home and you're around your stuff. There's all your stuff all around you. Hey, did anybody ever see George Carlin and hear him do the thing on stuff? I mean, it goes on for half an hour. I think it was 20 years ago, my brother and I went to the coach house in San Juan Capistrano. Of course, all of it wasn't as clean as that, George Carlin, but the one on stuff was great. So I always remember that. That's the one thing I remember from that night was his thing on all of our stuff. We love our stuff. You know, sometimes I just sit in my living room and I just look around at all the beautiful stuff I have. You know, all the gifts and all the beautiful plants and candles and just the stuff. And it feels good. But all that stuff's on the outside. What stuff did you take with you on your trip? And what stuff are you coming home to? That stuff is the thing within. Is your stuff acceptance, equality, gratitude, compassion? Is that your stuff? When I say welcome home, maybe some of you sitting here, when I said it, said, yeah, right. Welcome home to aloneness, sadness, loneliness. And if that was your experience, if that's what you felt, I'm here to tell you that right here, this very moment of now, you can take those feelings and you can shove them underneath your chair and you can leave them there. You can leave all those feelings here. Just lay them down. For at this center, you are truly home. And you are loved, and you are accepted, and you are welcome. I am very positive that Dr. Heather will be expanding that truth throughout the year with her talks on Welcome Home. So the theme for January is Authenticity, Your Inner Course. When I first read that, I ran the words together. And I thought, we will have a full house. And I leaned over to Reverend Patty and I said, did you think that too? She said, yes, I did. So, your inner course. And today's title is my username and password, logging into your authentic self. I know that when Dr. Heather made that title, that she had really something wonderful to share with you. I don't know what that was. So I'm going to talk to you about your authentic self, which is the month's theme. And what does authenticity really mean? It means the quality of being authentic. What is authentic? Genuine, real, original, and of undisputed origin. I love that one. Undisputed origin. That's who you are. You are of undisputed origin. You are a spiritual being. There is no other truth other than that. That is the most powerful truth that you can remember today, that you are a spiritual being. So when I Googled your authentic self, there were hundreds of websites. So this is a really popular subject. You know, people are really getting into the swing of it. We've known about it for years. You know. This was one of the things I got off the website. At the heart of my authentic self is the concept of being who you have always been. Rather than going through life pursuing the person you think you are or should be or are supposed to be, my authentic self has you stop and breathe, shift your perception, and connect with the authentic self within you. And that authentic self within you is spirit. For that is who you are. You are a spiritual being having this absolutely delightful human experience. Our authentic self expresses all the God qualities that there are. When we are in touch with our authentic self, that's what we express. Can you give me some of those qualities of God that we express? Love, compassion, peace, joy, beauty, harmony, well-being. What was that? Grace. Grace in the back of the room. Yes. Abundance. Yes. What was that? Humor. Yes, humor is a wonderful quality of God. And truth. Thank you. I know you'll be hearing much more about these God qualities throughout this entire month of January. So we ask ourselves, where are we in consciousness? We are all in one or two of the kingdoms of consciousness all the time. Now, there are 4 kingdoms. I call them kingdoms of consciousness. Dr. Marcia Sutton, Lloyd Strom calls them kingdoms of consciousness. And it really was easy for me to get the concept of our consciousness when I took the class. So our first kingdom is everything happens to me. Everything, you have no control over your life. Everything happens to you. It's just it's just the will of God. Whatever happens to you, and that's just the way it is. You have no control. You have nothing to say about it. That's kingdom number one. Everything happens to me. The second kingdom is everything happens through me. Now, when we get into the new thought philosophy, that's hard to say sometimes, new thought philosophy, we know that we can create our experiences. So we create things through us. We create that parking place. We create that relationship. We create that new job. We create our lives. We create what we want to experience in our lives. So we create that. So everything happens through us. It's so cute. He's singing with me, I just love it. The third, and he's hearing what I'm saying. He's going, yeah, that's my kingdom right there. Everything happens through me because I'm the boss. He's the king right now. I know that. The third kingdom is everything happens as me. Now, I like to think that I am mostly living in kingdom number 2, everything happens through me, and kingdom number 3, everything happens as me. As me. I shift between the two sometimes. The fourth kingdom is everything that happens is me. That's when we reach that point where we know that we are absolutely, without a doubt. And I've always heard that believing is much weaker than knowing. So we know that we are spiritual beings. And we know that life is created through us as our God beingness, as our spiritual being. God lives through us. These hands are the hands of God. When I look at you, I'm seeing God. I'm seeing love. I'm seeing compassion. I'm seeing joy. I'm seeing perfect health. You are the expression of God. It's quite a big responsibility. Sometimes in the past couple months that I've slipped into the other kingdom, let's say, I thought, this cannot be God expressing at all, because it was, it couldn't be. But, when you're in pain, things happen. That's the way it goes. So, which kingdom are you in? And where do you want to go this year? Where do you want to go? I want to go to the fourth kingdom. I want to go to knowing 24/7, 365, that God lives within me and expresses creatively through me. That's what I want to know. So we are all divine spiritual beings. And how do we get to that fourth kingdom? Prayer. That's how we get there. We get there through meditation, like we did this morning. We get there through silence. I don't know about you, but I have a really flippin' busy life. And it's hard to stop and be quiet. Just close your mouth and be quiet. It's hard to get to a place where you can sit for 15 minutes or half an hour in complete silence. But that's what we need to do, my dear. We need to stop and listen and know that God is within us. Only at that time, when we stop all the outside and go within, can we truly hear the message and know the truth that sets us free. Affirmative prayer. Affirmative prayer simply means that we, whether it's happening in this moment or not, we affirm it that it is. It's kind of like we act as if. We act as if it's already happened. And your chatter, little monkey mind's going to go, oh, yeah, right. That's really true. Yeah. Oh, yeah, I'm prosperous. I don't have 3 cents in my checking account. So you're lying to me. So you need, when you get quiet, that talk goes away. And the truth comes into your beingness. So affirmative prayer is the most powerful way you pray. You state your affirmation and you know it's the truth and you set it free. So when we do affirmative prayer, we have 5 steps, and the last step is to let it go. That's the hardest one for me. I cannot, a lot of times, let it go. In the healing process, I would say I'm perfect, whole, and complete, and I'm free of pain and all this, and I let it go, and then I grab it back 10 minutes later. You know, I know you've all been there. Don't lie to me. I know you have. You're looking at me like, oh, I've never been there. I'm so spiritual. I've been there. I know you have. Silence, meditation, affirmative prayer, listening to inspirational talks, listening to the incredible music of our band and our wonderful Rick and Karen, Reverend and Karen, excuse me. Still new. It's all inspiring and it's all good. You know, 2012 was kind of a rough year. In January, we found out my father had bone cancer, prostate cancer, moved into bone cancer. And then in March, he made his transition. So it was like driving up Highway 99. Has anybody ever done that through the fog? It's really dense there. From here to Sacramento, San Joaquin Valley, dense with fog. So it's kind of like that. I've done the trip many times. The fog rolls in and, you know, you cannot see but one, you know, just the headlights ahead of you. So when my dad died, that's what it was like. It was like this huge fog just came in, and I don't really remember much. You know, I really don't. We made it through it. And pretty soon, you know, the fog started to clear a little bit. You've all been there. You've all had losses of loved ones. It started clearing, and then Aline and I, Reverend Aline and I, were on our way to Asilomar, and we stopped at the hospital to see beloved Billy Hart. And she made her transition that morning while we were with her. And I don't know if you know this, but Billy Hart was my second mom. She traveled this whole path, this unity and religious science path with all of us, with our family. So then the fog came back, and it was thicker, because then there were 2 major losses there. It's just thick. All the time during that time, I had you. I had you to support me and my family and my loved ones and the Hart family. You were there. And that's what this center means, is supporting each other when we're high and when we're low. So the fog rolls in, and then pretty soon the fog started dispersing. Things started getting clearer for me, and I thought, well, I can go back to doing the Wednesday's Wisdom and stuff like that. And then I had this back surgery in November. And what a learning experience that was. That's all I'm going to say about that. Really a learning experience. And those of you that have had surgery and the fog came back, but it wasn't because of anything other than the pills that the doctors were giving me. Really foggy for a long time, and really not myself. So 2012, I was glad to see go. Truly. I'm glad to put it behind me. I will remember. I will never forget. But I'm glad to see it go. And I'm glad to be here with you for the first Sunday of 2013. And so it is.